What's up everyone and welcome back to my channel Investment Pro. If you are new, consider subscribing as I share my personal opinions on SPAC, growth stocks and investing. Today I'm updating you on PALANTIR Contracts, ticker symbol PLTR. This is my second video on PALANTIR Contracts. If you are interested, you can also watch my first video on PALANTIR Contracts to give you an idea of PALANTIR growth potential. You will find a link at the end of this video. Before starting, just a standard disclaimer, I'm not a CPA, legal or financial advisor. This channel is for entertainment and education purpose only. You should do your own research before investing in any asset class. So let's get on to the PALANTIR contracts. PALANTIR had a couple of new contracts in last quarter. So today we will discuss these contracts and their new partnerships with corporations. On December 8th, PALANTIR was awarded with 3-year contract with US Food and Drug Administration FDA. The contract value was 44.4 million. So this is a 3-year contract with value at 44.4 million. This is a huge contract. This contract represents PALANTIR's largest partnership with FDA to the date. PALANTIR's software will enable ID leadership, analysts, medical officers, consumer safety officers, and others to use their data to its full potential and make critical information more accessible, governable, and secure as they assess the safety and efficiency of drugs and regulate the industry. So this is a huge contract for PALANTIR that they reported on December 8th. PALANTIR also reported on December 7th that they expanded on their partnership with Greek government on their COVID-19 response efforts. Since the start of the pandemic, PALANTIR has worked with Greek government to help enable data-driven decision-making in the context of COVID-19 pandemic response. The government is leveraging PALANTIR's Foundry software platform on top of AWS infrastructure to deliver COVID-19 response workflows to the government officials responding to the pandemic. So this is huge, guys. So government around the world are thinking and planning to use PALANTIR Foundry software, right? So this is a huge partnership with Greek government. They also mentioned that our partnership with the Greek government was born out of necessity once the pandemic began. That was said by Mr. Alex Karp, the co-founder and CEO of PALANTIR Technologies. He also stated that they have really played a key role in their COVID-19 response efforts, which from our experience has been one of the best in the world, and we look forward to broadening this partnership for years to come. So this is not just a one-time partnership, this is a long-term strategic partnership with Greek government that PALANTIR has established. So this is a great partnership. PALANTIR also announced that they were chosen by US Army to receive one of the 2 prototype contracts for the Common Data Fabric and Data Security Solution to support network design and experimentation for the Army's next network modernization set of technology termed Capability Set 23. So this is a huge partnership. They didn't mention the contract value, but I guess this is a stepping stone, in a partnership with US Army. PALANTIR also announced that they had a huge contract with UK's NHS and the contract value is around 31 million. The company said the NHS will use PALANTIR Foundry to understand how COVID-19 spreads and identify risks to particular populations, increase health and care resources in emerging hotspots, supply equipment to the facilities with the greatest need, and divert patients and service users to facilities best able to respond. So this contract was awarded on December 11th and the contract is around 31 million. So this is really another big contract that PALANTIR reported in December. There's another huge contract that PALANTIR announced in December. They announced that US Army opted to execute second year of its partnership with PALANTIR on the Army Vintage program. The total price of contract was around 113.8 million for the year. Back in December 2019, US Army selected PALANTIR for a 458 million production agreement to power Army Vintage, a comprehensive data analytics platform to facilitate data-driven decision-making process. So this is a huge contract. This is an expansion to their existing contract that they signed back in December 2019. The contract value was 458 million. At the base, when they started this contract, they signed 110 million at the time for the base year, right? So they had 110 million last year, another 113.8 billion this year. So this is a huge contract for Palantir with US Army. Vintage is powered by Palantir software. So that's a US Army program which is powered by Palantir software, which provides a central operating system that enhances readiness and offers near real-time visibility and access to disparate Army data sources on an integrated data platform. There's another huge technology expansion and partnership with US Army. So this contract is huge. So altogether, Palantir closed 2 deals worth nearly 115 million at the end of December. The first contract came as the US Army's program, where they signed for 113.8 million for a year. The second contract is a 2-year deal with the UK's NHS, National Health Services. The contract value is around 31.5 million. So altogether, between these two contracts, they signed $150 million. So this is a huge win for Palantir. Let's do a recap of ARK investment. A huge investment firm. So they invested back in October. They bought 24,700 shares of Palantir, which was around 0.01% of their total portfolio. And recently, last week, they had another update, and you can compare the number of shares. So they increased their position size from 24,700 shares to 1.3 million. Right. So there's a big jump that ARK investment made in Palantir Technologies. So now the ARK investment stands around 0.68% of their total portfolio invested in Palantir. And not a big number for ARK investment, but the jump from 24,700 shares to 1.3 million is a significant jump, and that clearly shows there's a huge growth potential in Palantir. The ARK investment is a very clever and smart investment firm. They choose their investments smartly, and so far they have been very successful in making their decisions. So another great signal, or I would say long-term investment, and the growth potential in Palantir. Before we look into Palantir chart and discuss the price target, I want to disclose to my viewers that I am invested in PLTR stock, and I do have over 400 shares that I bought during the time of IPO. So if you look at the chart, so you see there's a strong uptrend that Palantir is clearly, you can see that Palantir stock is in uptrend since they IPO'd back in September or October. Currently their stock price is around 27.75 cents, so is consolidating nicely in this price range of 24 to 30, but based on their recent contracts, their growth potential, their partnerships with the governments around the world, and their software being used by US Army and other governments, I do see that there's a huge potential in this stock, and this will break out very soon. Not a financial advice, and you should do your own research, but when it comes to Palantir and their contracts, I'm expecting Palantir stock to be around $40 to $45 at the end of January 2021. And if you ask me the short to long term, what would be the price target by the end of 2021, I'm expecting Palantir to be in the range of $150 per stock. This is my own opinions based on their recent partnership with the governments around the world, how their software is being used by US Army, and their expansions to the existing contracts, their reoccurring revenue, and I'm expecting great numbers in their next earning. So I do see there's a huge potential in this stock. So guys, before closing, I do not plan to sell my Palantir stocks anytime soon, since I do see there's a huge potential based on their recent partnerships, their contracts, and their plans for 2021. Let me know your thoughts of these stocks, and if you're thinking of buying or selling, what are your thoughts? I look forward to hear from you. And thank you very much for your time. And if you want to support my channel, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Bye.